Hello and welcome to UND Weather Update on this morning of November 9th, 2020. I'm meteorologist Ben Remington bringing you your weather headlines this morning. Do have a wintry mix in store for a lot of the southern Red River Valley and western Minnesota today. We'll look at where exactly that is right now and what it will do in the futurecast. Troublesome tropics, we do have Tropical Storm Eta sitting just off of the western coast of Florida right now. We'll talk about where it's supposed to go and if it's supposed to strengthen as we get towards our futurecast. As well, last week we were very warm, well above average. And this week we will drop down towards much more normal temps with a cooler week ahead. Checking outside right now, we do have overcast skies in Grand Forks right now. A nice deck of clouds to begin our morning. The temperature sitting right around 29 degrees as we begin the morning right now with a west breeze at 11 miles an hour. That is supposed to pick up as we go throughout the day though. Temperatures across the region right now sitting much cooler than we've seen lately, especially for western North Dakota. Sitting down in the 20s right now for Minot and Bismarck. A little bit warmer as we head towards the Red River Valley here, sitting just below freezing for both Grand Forks and Fargo. If you take a look at our friends over in Minnesota, we see quite the interesting morning for them. We see a cold front stretching from the Arrowhead down to the southwestern corner of the state right there, characterized by a large change in temperatures, 64 in Minneapolis and 46 in Brainerd as we begin the day out there. Quite the change in temperatures. When we look across the nation, we see that cold front extending from southwestern Minnesota all the way down towards New Mexico. Quite a large cold front as we begin our day. See a lot of cold temperatures out here to the west, a lot of warm temperatures out here to the central part of the country and the eastern part of the country. So a big contrast in the middle of the country right now. And with that, we see some rain setting up directly over top of that cold front, rain extending from Kansas all the way up into Minnesota. And on the western edge of that, where we see that cold air, we see that beginning to turn to snow and some wintry mix out there. As well, you see down there towards Miami, we have Tropical Storm Eta. Now, it did make landfall last night as a 65-mile-an-hour tropical storm in the Florida Keys. And going forward, it's going to take a dive to the south, almost out of screen right here. But when it's doing that, it's going to strengthen. It's going to become a hurricane and turn back to the north and begin to threaten the western coast of Florida here. Places like Tampa Bay and Pensacola will be at risk as we go forward. Now, we're not sure if it's going to slam into the western coast here or push back out to the Gulf Coast quite yet. So keep your eyes and ears open if you live in Florida, because this could be a nasty little system. It could create some life-threatening conditions. Local satellite radar is going to show that band of snow sitting up really nicely now over Fargo and Aberdeen right now. Snowfall rates should remain relatively low, sitting around 1 to 3 inches locally for these areas. Do see that band of wintry mix and freezing rain setting up. That will create some problems. But for most of central and eastern Minnesota, it should remain rain for most of the day here. Looking at the futurecast, that all pushes out of here by the time we get to the afternoon, and just a few rain showers will be left over for the Twin Cities metro by the time we get towards tonight. A high pressure will come in and clear most of the clouds out for North and South Dakota as we go throughout the night. By the time we get towards tomorrow morning, we do see another system begin to make itself present, and it threatens the Twin Cities metro area. A little bit of wintry mix to begin the morning, and then some snow moves over the area, dumping about 2 to 4 inches across southern Minnesota and Wisconsin as we go throughout tomorrow. By the time we get towards Wednesday morning, another cold front begins to move into the Grand Forks area, bringing the possibility of some flurries and snow for a lot of North Dakota on Wednesday. Today we'll reach a high of 34 here in Grand Forks. We'll be blustery out there. That west wind at 10 to 20, gusting up towards 25, but the precip will stay to our south. Tonight we drop down to a low of 16. We'll be mostly cloudy out there, cooling off quite a bit with a west wind 10 to 20. But the winds will calm down by the time we get towards tomorrow. A high of 32 will remain partly cloudy out there, and again that wind does calm out of the west-northwest at 5 to 10. Checking out the 7-day, we see those 30s remain for about the next 3 days. We cool off a little bit on Thursday, possibly only reaching 28 for our high that day. But by the time we get towards Friday, we rebound a little bit and we get back up towards the 40s for our weekend. One thing I do want you to notice, no real large snowfall rates at all this week. So no real impactful snowstorms for Grand Forks, at least yet, which is relatively uncharacteristic for us this time of the year. Thank you for watching UND Weather Update. I'm meteorologist Ben Remington. Please tune in next time.